25-minute full body Pilates workout with Pilates Punx. Today I'm going to try a little bit something new. I'm going to try to have our modifications side by side during the video. So let me know what you guys think of this new style. Let me know if it's more beneficial to you. We're going to get started in just a moment. If you have a round little booty band, we can use that today. Everything can be done without our props if you don't have them at home. We also have our hand weights. And if you guys are looking at props in your workout, you don't have them yet, check out PilatesPunx.com and go to the video add-ons page. And just a little reminder, if you like these workouts, you can always Venmo any donation to @Pilates Punx on Venmo. Any amount really helps us out to keep these things coming. So let's quit this talking and start this workout. I'm going to start our timer and we're going to lay down on our backs on that mat. All right, once we get this timer started here, we're going to lay down on our back. We want to have our feet planted with our knees bent and our feet are hip bone distance apart. Arms are lengthened by the side. Relax your shoulders. Take a nice big inhale in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Then take an inhale, drawing that breath out to the sides of the ribs all the way into the upper back. And then exhale, sink the navel to spine a little bit deeper. Again, nice big inhale. We're focusing on that lateral breathing, so we're not letting the belly puff out. And then we exhale, sink the navel to spine, holding our abdominal connection. So that breath will draw out to the side and up rather than the belly puffing out. And then as we exhale, we feel that rib cage knit together a little bit deeper. Relaxing our shoulders. We're gonna inhale, tuck the pelvis, lift the hips up to the ceiling. Exhale, reach your arms up and over in line with your ears. Keep the arms reaching back, start rounding down one vertebrae at a time. As your tailbone lengthens to the mat, we exhale and draw the arms down. Again, we want to inhale, lift the hips up, nice high bridge. Exhale, arms go up and over. Keep the arms reaching back as we round down in opposition until your tailbone's on the mat. Then we exhale, draw the arms down. Inhale, hips lift. Exhale, arms go up and over. We want to keep that reach, round down one vertebrae at a time. Tailbone lengthens down, we exhale and draw the arms down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, take the arms up and over. Inhale, slowly round down one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, draw the arms back down by our side. We're gonna make our way to our hands and knees. So we wanna have a quadruped position. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. On our inhale, round through your back, drop your head to look at your belly button, then exhale to a neutral spine. Inhale, scoop those abs in and up, rounding through the center, pressing up out of the wrists, and exhale back to neutral. Inhale, scoop the abs in and up, and then exhale back to our neutral position. Rounding through the center, your navel point lifts to the ceiling. Draw back to your neutral pose. We're gonna reach the right arm forward and left leg back. Find your balance here. Lower the hand, lower the knee, left arm, right leg. Keeping our core connection for our balance. Lower the hand, lower the knee. Inhale, reach the right arm, left leg, long. And exhale to lower. Inhale, left arm, right leg, reach it long. And we can exhale to lower. We're gonna reach that right arm, left leg. Once again, keep the hips nice and even. Lower the hand, lower the knee. Last one, left arm, right leg, reaching long. And lower the hand, lower the knee. Sit back on your heels. Take a nice big child's pose. Arms reach long. Round up one vertebrae at a time. We're gonna lay on our back, getting ready for our hundreds here. So laying down, you wanna make sure your back is flush on the mat. Your lower back is not arching up. We're gonna lift the legs up to tabletop and take a nice big inhale. Exhale, we round up. Now we can stay in tabletop or you can extend the legs long with the heels together, toes apart. Either way, our chest is lifted. We're gazing at our navel point and we're pumping the arms. We wanna take a nice big inhale for 5 and then exhale out for 5. As we're doing this work, you want to be rounded up to where the base of your shoulder blades is touching the mat and lifted from there up. If you are kind of in between and lower down, it's going to put a lot of strain into the neck. Keep those arms pumping like you're splashing the surface of water. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can have the legs in tabletop. and then lower the neck and head and lower the feet back down. From here, we're gonna have our feet hip bone distance apart. We wanna keep them firmly planted. And on our inhale, chin towards chest, we're going to be rounding up. Now we can use our hands to walk up the back of the leg, or we can just keep those arms reaching long. When we get to the top, we sit tall. And then we find our C curve and we slowly round right back down. And you can walk your hands down the backs of the legs or keep the arms reaching. We want to keep our feet firmly planted down. We round our way all the way up, and you find length in your spine at the top before you round right back down. So you can go at your own pace, finding whichever version is working for you. Now, if you want a super challenge, the legs can go long, your arms can reach in line with your ears, and you can round up and reach towards your toes, or you can keep those feet planted. If you keep the legs long, you round down all the way, keep the arms in line with the ears as you round down. So we can continue along with whichever version is working for you today. Using our abs, make sure your hip flexors are not taking over. And we lower down, we lengthen the legs out. Now we're gonna lift the right leg up to the ceiling. If you need a little assistance with a TheraBand, we can have a band around the arch of your foot. We draw your leg across your midline in line with your hip, and you lift straight up. We inhale down to the left, back in line with that right hip, and we lift. As we're doing this work, our heel is towards the midline, the toe is facing out. We go across the midline, back in line with the hip, we lift straight up, and then we reverse straight down across the body and back around. Again, inhale straight down, exhale up and around. You want to keep your hips nice and even. Make sure that that right hip is not picking up off the mat. Make sure your lower back is not arching up off of the mat either. We're going to go ahead and lower that right leg down, lengthen it on the mat, and then extend the left leg up to the ceiling. Take a second, find your external rotation, and we go across the body, back in line with the hip, and we lift straight up. Inhale across, back in line with the hip, and we lift. We want to make sure that left hip is not lifting up off of the mat. We want to make sure that your lower back is not arching up. As we are doing our work, we want to reach long out of that hip socket, and we will reverse it straight down, go across the body and back around. Again, inhale straight down, exhale across the body and back up. We're going to continue with this. As we're doing our work, again, we want to keep that navel to spine connection. We should feel our abs working as we control our leg. After that last one, we're going to lower the left leg down. We're bending the knees and planting our feet hip bone distance apart, and we round our way all the way up to sitting up once again. We're going to grab some hand weights if you have them. We can also do this work if you don't have weights by just making your own resistance. But we're going to rock back onto our sacrum, finding a C curve to go into bicep curls. Now, if that is too much for you, you can just sit with your legs crisscrossed. When I have your biceps in line with your shoulders, and we're bending the arms to a 90-degree bend and then lengthening them out. More of a challenge, we can lift the right leg up to tabletop, keeping that left foot planted. Or we can have both feet down, keeping that scoop of the belly. And then we can go ahead and switch. The left leg lifts and the right foot is planted, keeping those shoulders gliding down and back, keeping our C curve. You can continue along if you're just sitting regularly. And if you want more of a challenge, we can also do a double leg lift, so we're in our teaser. So we're finding whichever version works for us. But we have a few more bicep curls here, curling to a 90-degree bend and lengthening forward, curl it up and lengthen it out. And then we can go ahead and take a little forward fold, relaxing the arms. We can lengthen our legs out. The legs are drawn together, and reach the arms forward, this time palms facing inwards and finding our C curve. And then we take our arms out to a T and back in line with our shoulders. And again, our modification is just sitting upright. Our knees can be bent with our feet planted. As we're here in our C curve, we're firing up our abs a little bit more. We want to make sure our arms don't go behind your shoulders. You open up wide, and then you draw together just straight in line with your shoulders. As we're doing this work, you will feel your obliques starting to fire up. We can open those arms out wide and draw back in line with our shoulders. We go ahead and open wide. We're going to hold it here, round up to sitting tall, and then arms draw in, take a little forward fold. We can set those weights now out of the way. We round up. And we're going to lay down on our back once again, and we're doing our series of 5. We're gonna pull the right knee into the chest. Our outside hand goes to the ankle. Our inside hand goes to the knee. We are going to have our elbows wide and lifted. We lift our chest up, and then we extend the left leg long. Big inhale with the right leg. We exhale to switch to the left. Outside hand on the ankle. We inhale, switch to the right. Right hand, right ankle. Exhale, switch, left hand, left ankle. Chest is lifted. Inhale, right knee pulls in. Exhale, left knee pulls in. Elbows are wide and lifted. Keep that chest lifted. We were using our abs for this work. Switch to the left. Inhale with the right. Exhale, switch to the left. Pull the right knee in. Switch to the left. And then we pull both knees in. Relax the neck and head back. We're going to keep our hands on our shins. We're going to lift that chest up once again. Gaze at the belly button. On our inhale, arms reach long. Legs go forward. Exhale, hug the knees back in. Reaching back. Heels together, toes apart. Exhale, back in. Inhale, reaching long. Keep your chest lifted. Gaze at your belly button. Exhale, draw back in. Inhale, reaching long. Exhale, navel to spine to draw in. Inhale, reach. Use those lower abs to exhale. Draw the legs back in. And relax the neck and head back down. Take a second. Remember, we can always keep the head down if you need. Otherwise, we lift the chest up, grab high up towards your right ankle. Two long legs, we switch to the left. Inhale with that right leg drawing up. And exhale, switch. Try to keep your legs nice and long the entire time. Reach long out of the hips. Inhale, right leg. Keep the shoulders gliding down. Exhale, switch. Inhale, draw that right leg up. Exhale, switch. And draw the knees in. Relax the neck and head back. On our next one, we can either make a little diamond shape with your hands placed under the tailbone for support of your lower back. Otherwise, hands go behind the neck and head. Two legs up to the ceiling. And we're going to lift the chest up to gaze at the belly button, and we lower and lift those legs. Now, if you are keeping your hands under your tailbone, you can keep your head down. Inhale, lower the legs. Make sure your lower back doesn't arch. We exhale to lift. Inhale, lengthen and lower. Exhale, navel to spine to lift. Again, inhale to lower. Exhale, draw all the way up. And then we can go ahead and relax back down once again. Hands go behind the neck and head. Pull the right knee in. Chest lifts up. Left leg long. Twist over to that right knee. And switch to the left. We twist from above the hips to the right. Exhale to the left. Inhale up and over to the right. Exhale as you switch to the left side. It's the shoulder lifting, not the elbow. And switch sides. We go up and over to the right, breathing through it. We hold this last one and switch to the left side, breathing through it and hold. And then we relax back down. Let's plant those feet again, hip bone distance apart. And make a nice active roll up, rounding our way all the way up, sitting tall. And we're going to scoop back. Our legs will go long. Our feet are hip bone distance apart. We're going to flex our feet, reach those arms forward, shoulders are right over the hips. On our inhale, scoop those abs in and up and forward fold. Exhale, restack, grow tall. Again, inhale, scoop the abs in and up, reaching forward, and exhale, restack, sit taller. Keep the feet flexed. Inhale, scoop those abs in and up, reaching forward. We exhale, restack, draw the sit bones together. We are going to do two more, restack, one more. Inhale, scoop those abs in and up. Use those abs and exhale, restack. Feet go as wide as our mat. Arms go out to the side. We're going to twist from above the hips to the right, forward fold. And exhale, untwist. Twist from above the hips to the left, forward fold, and untwist. As we twist to the right, our back palm flips up to the ceiling. When we look at it, we look center as we untwist. So we want to make sure that you internally rotate the back hand so that you have your palm up to the ceiling, and then we untwist to center, and you look at that back palm as you forward fold. We're adding a little sawing movement, like you're sawing off your pinky toe as you reach forward. Twisting to the left, saw, and untwist. And again, twist to the right, add that little sawing motion, untwist, keep those feet even, hips even, twist to the left, add that sawing movement, and untwist. And then we can relax our arms. Let's make our way to laying on our stomach. Legs will go long, our hands are under our shoulders, heels together, toes apart. Make sure you don't use your arms. We connect into our lower back extensors to get that chest lifted, and then we lower. We inhale, lift, and we lower. We want to keep our navel to spine connection, lift that chest up, and lower back down. Shoulders are relaxed. Again, inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. Press your pelvis into the mat. Again, inhale, lifting up and lower it back down. We can go ahead and press up into a child's pose. Get a little bit of flexion in that spine after we took that extension. And we'll round up one vertebrae at a time, lifting our neck and head up. And we're going to do a little side lying work here. So if you have a band, you can put that on. It'll go up above both knees. If you don't have a band, we don't need it for this work. It just makes it more of a challenge. So you are not off the hook for your glute work if you don't have a band. We're going to lay down on our side here. You want to line your back up with the edge of the mat, which means your shoulders and your hips, and you're going to prop your neck and head up. We draw our legs to tabletop, so your knees are right in line with the hips. The ankles are right underneath the knees. Your top hand is a kickstand. Float your top tabletop leg up to hip bone height, and then you open it higher towards the ceiling, and we lower to hover. We inhale, lift, squeeze the glutes, and we lower to hover at hip bone height. Opening and closing that leg, we want to lift that leg up as high as we can, squeezing into our glutes, and then lowering back to our hovering point. Making sure that as we lift, we squeeze the cheeks, and as we lower, we don't rest that leg down. If you're using that band, you're stretching it as much as you possibly can. If you don't have a band, just make sure you're not rolling off of your stabilizing hip. We lift, squeeze the glutes, and lower to our hover. We're going to draw donut-sized circles with our knee now, reaching long out of that hip socket. Our femur bone is rotating in our hip. We're breathing through our work, drawing little circles here. And then we reverse our direction. Squeezing our glutes, we want to continue those little circles about the size of a donut, breathing through our work here, continuing along, and we lower down. Give your glute a little punch if you need. We keep the heels together now, and we're lifting just the knee up for our clams. Lifting to stretch that band and lowering down. Lift, turning out in that leg. Make sure your heels are not separating. Make sure your bottom leg is not lifting that top leg. We lift, squeeze the glutes. We lower, squeeze the thighs. Lifting and lowering with control, squeezing those glutes, breathing through our work. We're going to lift that knee up and do little pulses up. Squeeze those cheeks, little pulses, and lower all the way back down. Lengthen your legs to the front corner of your mat now. We point the foot, lift, and we flex to lower. Lift your leg as high as you can without rolling back. Point, inhale, lift, flex, lengthen, and lower. Point, stretch that band, flex, lower with control, resisting the band. Point to lift and flex to lower. Inhale up and exhale down. Keep your foot flexed now. We flex, lift, and we point, lengthen, and lower. We flex, inhale, lift, we point, lengthen, and lower. We take it for 3 more, flexing up, pointing down. Inhale up, exhale down. 1 more, point, inhale, flex, inhale, lift, point, lengthen, and lower. And then we can go ahead and punch out that glute. We're gonna make our way to laying on our stomach. Our hands go underneath the forehead, elbows will be wide. Legs are long, float the legs up, and we're gonna open and close those legs, stretching that band and resisting it. We wanna get those quads hovering over the mat, pressing your pelvis into the mat, keeping our navel to spine connection. Relax the legs down, and let's flip over and get that other side. So you're gonna lay down once again with your shoulder and your hips lining up with the back edge of the mat. Your legs are drawn forward in front of you to tabletop, so your knees are in front of the hips. The ankles are right under the knees. Top hand is our kickstand. We float our top leg up to hip bone height, and we open that leg up and we lower down to hover. We lift, squeeze the glutes, and we lower to hover at hip height. As we're doing this work, we want to make sure we're not rocking backwards off of our stabilizing hip. Lift, squeeze the glutes, lower, and hover. As we are doing our work, we want to make sure that we are, again, not rolling back off of our stabilizing hip. Lift, squeeze those cheeks, and lower to our hover. Relax that shoulder. You can see that I'm really activating the glutes, but my bottom leg is killing me. That bottom glute is actually what is making me wince with pain here. We are going to lift, squeeze those cheeks, and lower to our hover and draw little donut-sized circles in our hover at hip height. That femur bone is rotating in our hip socket, squeezing those cheeks as we go through our work. Let's reverse our circle. Breathing through it, little donut-sized circles here, squeezing those glutes as we continue along. Relaxing our shoulders, we lower down. Keep the heels together. Little punch of that glute if we need before we lift and lower for our clams. Do not let your heels separate. Lift, squeeze the cheeks, lower down, squeeze the thighs. We want to continue along, relaxing our shoulder, breathing as we do this work, getting our nice lift and lower. Trying to break our band if we're using that band. Make sure our bottom leg is not lifting up to lift the top leg. Lift, squeeze, and lower. We lift that knee up and lower with control. Lifting up one more, we're gonna do our little pulses up, 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 up. Squeeze those glutes and lower back down. Little punch that glute if you need. We can lengthen our legs to the front corner of the mat, and we're gonna point, lift the leg up, flex and lower. Point, inhale, lift, flex, exhale and lower. You wanna lift that leg up as high as you can and lower all the way to the other leg. We inhale on the way up and we exhale on the way down. We point to lift and we flex to lower. And we're gonna keep our foot flexed now. Flex, lift, point and lower. Flex, inhale, lift, point, lengthen and lower. Reaching long out of that hip socket straight through those toes. Flex to lift and point to lower all the way down. Flex it up and lower with control. Punch out that glute. If you're using a band, go ahead and take it off of your legs. You can set it out of the way, throw it in the trash, whatever you want to do. We're going to lay on our stomach for swimming. So our arms are long, in line with our ears, our legs are long, hip bone distance apart. Now you can either paddle away, or if that's too much, we're going to lift the right arm and left leg, and then the left arm and right leg. We want to use our lower back extensor, so you can do that slower modification, or you can swim as fast as you can. Just make sure that you are not putting tension into that lower back. So from there, we can go ahead and lift up and take a child's pose, sitting back on our heels, and we'll round up one vertebrae at a time once we're done with that. We are going to go ahead and make our way to standing up on our mat, getting ready for some push-ups. So we stand at the back edge of the mat, heels together, toes apart. We're going to round down one vertebrae at a time, and we can either walk our hands out finding a long-legged plank, or you walk out and you drop down to the knees finding a plank from the knees up to the shoulders. And then we're going to do push-ups either from the knees or long legs. And we lower and lift with those elbows tucking closely in towards your side. So you find which version works for you. And we're doing 5 push-ups total. After our 5th push-up, you can lower your feet to the mat if you were on your knees, and you pike the hips up and we walk back till your heels touch down, and we round up one vertebrae at a time. Your neck and head is the last thing to come up. Now we have 2 more sets of push-ups. So if you did that modified version the first time, you're gonna just follow along, rounding down, walking out, and you drop to your knees if you need. Otherwise, we hold our plank and we lower and lift for our second set. We wanna make sure our back stays long. So if you feel your lower back arching, don't lower the chest quite so much. 5 push-ups per set, and once we finish our 5th push-up, we pike those hips up, we walk our hands back. When your heels touch down, then we round up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Your neck and head are the final thing to come up. And we round right back down for our 3rd set, chin towards chest, peeling down. Your hands will find the mat and we walk out. And we want to get those shoulders right over the wrist, drop to the knees if you did that for your first 2 sets. Otherwise, we stay on those feet and we lower and lift for our 5 push-ups for our 3rd set. Elbows are close because we're getting into our triceps. They're not going out wide. And after our 5th push-up, we pike those hips up. We walk back, keep your feet down, keep your head heavy, and just round up to where your hands don't touch the mat, but you keep your head heavy, looking at your knees. Draw loose circles with your arms. Nice loose pendulums here. And we can reverse our direction, letting the head stay heavy, letting the arms just be heavy. Loosen up through those shoulders. Draw the arms to a stop. Shake the head. No, not the head yet. Draw the neck to a stop. Slowly begin to restack those vertebrae. Your neck and head are the final thing to come up.
And we roll through the lower back, then the center of the back, the shoulders draw up and back, then the neck, and then the head. Last thing here, we can grab your weights. You can also use just a single weight if you only have one. Your knees are going to be hip bone distance apart. Lift that right arm up and over. Get that nice side bend through the right side. And we draw that right arm out and lower your arm down. Take the weight into the left hand. Left arm lifts, we flip, and we reach up and over. And we stretch that left side before drawing back and lowering down. We're just gonna alternate which hand has the weight so we can get that extra weight into our side bend. So we reach up and over with that right arm side bending, stretching that right side, lowering the arm down as we go back to center and switching to the left. Relaxing our shoulder, connecting into our oblique to draw back. And we can go ahead and switch and do one more each side. Right arm lifts, we flip that arm, we reach up and over to the left, get that stretch on your right side. Draw your arm out and lower the arm down. Left arm, the left arm goes out and up, and we reach up and over. And we draw out and we lower the arm down. And we can go ahead and get those weights out of our way. Last thing, we'll take one final child's pose here. Sit back on the heels, and we can interlace the right arm underneath the left, rolling onto your right shoulder a little bit to get a nice little twist and shoulder stretch. And we can untwist and get that left arm under the right, a little bit of a twist here. And we can untwist, and we'll round up one vertebrae at a time. Neck and head are the last thing to come up.
And that is it. We made it through our full 25-minute workout. Great job to all you guys. Again, if you are enjoying these workouts and you want to donate to Pilates Punx, we're still closed here in LA. You can Venmo at Pilates Punx, and we will be posting these every week, so they're free. You can enjoy them for free, but any little bit helps. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to email info@pilatespunx.com. I'll see you guys next time. Great job.